welcome back to all the hitters. Thanks for joining and tuning in yet again. Look, I just want to take a moment before I jump into what we're going to talk about today, just to have a conversation about hitting that subscribe button. I'm getting way more views than I got hitters. Come on, people, don't be sneak watching. So if you are coming to this channel and you're getting a notification or you just stumbled upon this channel by accident, hit that subscribe button because I'm dropping heat over here, y'all. You know, I'm also putting out a request. I'm putting a hit out. I need some content. What would you like to talk about? What would you like for me to discuss on this channel that is interesting to you? Because there's all kinds of stuff floating around in my head and I can just keep flowing whatever comes to mind, but I want to give you what you want to. And so today we're going to talk about a topic that is so mind-blowingly different. I try to cause you guys to think just a little bit with the content that I'm putting together and that I'm sharing. And so today we're talking about artificial wombs. You know, science is going so far in the future in ways that I can't even imagine. And I consider myself a techie, but some of the stuff that I've come across on my feeds and things that different people have shared with me are crazy. And so artificial wombs is one of the things we're going to talk about. There's a company called Ecto-Life that I'm going to play a short clip about so we kind of fill it in. Then we're going to talk just a little bit about some of the implications with the technology that they're proposing.
Parents love to mull over their soon-to-be-born babies, discussing all that the baby should be. Soon, all the wishes of the would-be parents might actually come true. What I'm going to share with you might sound like the plot of a science fiction movie, but it is really happening. Yes, we are talking about designer babies. German biotechnologist Hashim Al-Ghaili, who owns Ecto-Life, has developed an artificial womb facility for artificially reproducing genetically engineered lab babies. Babies who would have every trait handpicked by the parents from inception till birth. Hashim claims this is especially a good option for women who surgically got their wombs removed due to cancer or for some other reason, and those women who do not wish to undergo a C-section, the IVF process, or even surrogacy. He also feels that this could immensely help countries with a declining population. This facility has life-sized pods with artificially developed baby fetuses developing within them. The fetuses are enveloped in artificially creating amniotic fluid, which is rich in vital hormones, growth factors, and antibiotics to sustain the baby's growth and development. Each group of pods is connected to two central bioreactors which contain oxygen supplied to the baby through an artificial umbilical cord. Stacked in large packs and numbered chronologically, these pods would remind one of the sci-fi movie The Matrix, but the baby lab could soon become a reality. It also introduces an elite package with a menu card for the parents to choose the hair, skin and even eye color of the baby. It'll also help carry out genetic corrections in case of any inherited health disorders. The only thing left is building a prototype by combining all the features into a single device. The researchers involved claim that this facility will facilitate the birth of super smart babies, as the best of the traits of both the parents will be charted out and engineered into the developing fetus. The facility can grow up to 30,000 babies a year. While the facility does make for a big scientific achievement, there are many questions that are not yet answered. What about the natural way of life? What about the original nature of the babies? Won't the babies get stifled under the burden of the best parental traits? What about the wider chasm this will create between those who can afford the traits on the menu card and those who will probably not even get to see it? What happens to the theory of natural selection? And what could be the unintended consequences?
Look, we're going to stop it right there. It's crazy how far science is going. And so they have a lab that they're wanting to get permission pretty much to continue to research. They've gotten some approvals up to so many weeks and that sort of thing with embryos and all that sort of stuff, which is super wild. So the parents can actually have a wish list for selecting what they want their child to look like. Can you imagine what that would do to sports? If you can select, oh, I want my child to be this tall. I want them to have these color eyes, hair like this. And everybody will make sure that the child is tall for sure. And so, then in the level of intelligence, if you give them all the right nutrients, all the right stuff, then you can really create individuals who've had the best of the best. And they would be almost like super babies, super intelligent, perfect height, perfect weight, no genetic defects, because you could edit out all those different things. It would be crazy. And they said it's for declining countries with declining populations. I find it hard, anytime you have some weird science like this, that it's going to be used right. My concern is that countries would use this and would be creating armies of super highly intelligent individuals. And over time, you can develop where they'll have certain smarts and certain skill sets, even based off of genetics, that will make them superhumans. That's what I think it could be used for. Countries would have the ability to correct whatever genetic issues there are. Like that's concerning. Like, what makes us unique and different is the fact that we all have different issues. We come in different heights, different shapes, sizes, colors, and you can choose all of that. Something about it just doesn't feel right to me. But, they could produce up to 30,000 babies a year. That's a whole lot of kids. That's a whole lot of kids. And they're talking about the systems that they would use to keep track of all the kids and how everybody will be assigned a number and all of that sort of thing. Like, you really, as a parent, would skip out on a whole big process, right? I've got children myself, and part of the experience as being a parent is, feeling the baby kick, and watching the baby grow, going to doctor's appointments, and you being able to say things that you've noticed, that bond that's created between a mother and a child, with that baby being carried in her womb for 9 months. Like, those are all things that will be missing from this process. As a father, you won't be able to interact with the baby that is not physically with you in the womb in your home. You'd have to go to a facility. And I'm positive that in these facilities that you wouldn't be able to feel the baby's kick or interact or any of that sort of thing. And the only real connection that you would have is that it's your and your spouse's genes to create this baby, which is wild. So they're saying that maybe around 10 to 15 years that factories and facilities like this could be up all around the world. And my question to you, would you try it? Like, some people may be interested in that, like not having to carry the child yourself, not having to have a C-section or any of that sort of thing, or the dangers of having vaginal birth. Like, you get to skip all of that sort of stuff. No morning sickness, none of that sort of stuff. Like, you get to skip it all. Like, that may be a perk to some people. I want to know, like, would you be willing to do that? Like, no sleepless nights because you've grown and your belly is so far out there that you're not comfortable. The back aches go. You don't get none of that. I'm just curious if that's fascinating to any women, or have we gone too far with science? Is science trying to play and pretend that it's God, or is it just science? Are we reaching that point in time and in civilization that we're so technologically advanced that we can pretty much choose and select a lot of different things that we used to not be able to 5, 10, 20 years ago? Is that the point that we've reached with science, that now we can just create and control whatever we like? Now, in some of my past videos, you've seen all the different odd science of being able to control the weather and all the AI stuff that's coming out. Have we reached that point in science right now where we really are in control of every aspect of our lives, down to picking what we want our children to look like, editing out any defects and allergies and all that sort of thing? Is that where we are? I would love to hear your feedback on this. I would love to hear your thoughts. on where we are with science. If we're going too far, we're now entering into that realm where we're playing like we're God. Or is this something good that could be beneficial to mankind? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. And again, if you're here, hit that subscribe button. Don't sneak listen. Like it and share it. And until next time, be blessed.